Thank you for purchasing an Asset STEM Education Notebook app. This brief tutorial will walk you through how to set up your notebook and how to use the app tools and features. Let's check in with our friend Stemmy as she explains how to set up the notebook to her teacher, Mr. Abbott.
I chose my notebook. Now what?
Don't fret, Mr. Abbott. You start by setting it up. Here, let me show you. My teacher said all notebooks should have name and unit title, table of contents, numbered pages, dated entries, and index or glossary.
Name and content topic?
Yeah, you don't want a nameless notebook. Also, you want your students to be able to easily reference their different subject topics.
What do you mean?
Chances are you teach more than one subject or content area during the year. In that case, your students will know what content is in each different notebook for easier reference.
Neat. And that means that the purpose of the table of contents is to set up the notebook for easier reference within the notebook itself.
Correct. And don't forget to have your students number their pages too.
Right. That way the table of contents can actually work. Okay, I understand so far, but why are the dates necessary?
Because that is what scientists, engineers, and mathematicians do. Don't you tell your students to think like a scientist, engineer, or even a mathematician at times? By having your students date their notebook entries, you're having them act like one too. Take a look at this notebook entry from a real geologist. Note the date and how it is organized, with general notes on the left and data on the right. Dating your notebook entry documents changes over time and also gives you credit for the time the entry was made, in case you make a big, massive, or shattering discovery or something.
Are we done? Am I a notebook master?
No, not yet, young grasshopper. The last thing your notebook needs is either an index or a glossary. You can organize them by making them into lists or even in separate boxes for each letter of the alphabet. There are many ways of organizing them.
Now I've got it, but there sure are a lot of buttons in this app. How do I use them?
I know who can tell us more. Let's check back in with our friends at Asset STEM Education.
Thanks, Stemmy. Let's start by taking a look at the 4 Asset STEM Education notebooks. The primary, elementary, math, and engineering notebooks are designed with various page layouts to meet the objectives of your lessons and your students' developmental needs. The primary science notebook has a layout with primary ruled lines for proper letter and number formation. In the notebook, half of the page layouts look like a full page of lined paper. The other half of the pages have a blank drawing area at the top and writing space below. The elementary science notebook page layout has wide ruled lined pages without drawing space. This provides the students with plenty of room for writing predictions or their observations. They can also insert images or draw over the lines. The math notebook has 2 types of page layouts. One layout is similar to the elementary notebook because it contains blank area for drawing and a lined area for writing. In the blank area, students can create drawings or sketches that are useful for working out math problems. In the lined area, students can write explanations for how they solved a problem or write a math equation. The other page layout is 1 centimeter graph paper. This is useful for making graphs or ensuring that math equations, such as multi-digit addition problems, are lined up properly. The engineering notebook has many page layouts. On the side of the screen is a tool for choosing your page layout. Pages include blank pages, lined pages, and graph pages. There are 2 sizes of graph paper to choose from: 1/2 centimeter and 1 centimeter. These layouts are useful for making appropriately sized schematics. In addition to graph paper, there is also both primary ruled and wide-ruled pages with a drawing space. If students need more space to write, they can choose fully lined pages that are either primary ruled or wide ruled. The toolbars in all notebooks are the same. The tools are back, undo, redo, the pen tool, a shape tool, text, a camera, a sound recorder, video, a ruler. There is find, also trash, and a help button. To use any tool, choose the tool, then choose the Add button to begin using the tool. For example, if your students want to draw or write, they would choose the Pen tool, then choose the Add Pen tool button. When the Add Pen is tapped, your students have the opportunity to change the color, size, and opacity of the pen. They will also see that the Pen tool has the eraser for the pen and the spray can too. If edits need to be made to something that is written or drawn, be sure that the Pen tool has been selected. Then choose the eraser, pen, or spray can. Your students will find many uses for the Shape tool. Here, they can create not only basic shapes like circles, squares, and triangles, but also shapes that are more difficult to create, like tables, Venn diagrams, and T-charts. As with the Pen tool, tap the Shape tool, then choose the Add Shape tool to change the color, opacity, and thickness of the shape chosen. To make any edits to the shape, be sure that the Shape tool has been selected. The Text tool has features similar to those found in word processing programs such as font styles, color, and size. Students will use the iPad's keyboard to type the text. The Camera tool allows students to choose a photo from the iPad's camera roll or to take a new photo. Students will find the camera useful for documenting their experiments. They can take photos, then use the Text tool or Pen tool to insert labels and create a diagram. The Sound recorder and video recorder records audio or video. Each of these tools provides a start button so that students can prepare what they want to say or show before tapping start. Students can make a voice recording of their predictions or a video of an experiment as it is taking place. After video recording, the video will be added to the notebook page. Students can insert their observations or conclusions onto that page using the pen or text tools. To use the ruler tool, tap on the ruler, then double tap on the ruler image to enlarge it. Use 2 fingers to turn it. When students are finished using the ruler, they will tap the ruler tool to turn it off. Located on the actual notebook page are several tools. The Page Index tool allows the students to see and navigate to any page in their notebook. The Sentence Starter tool provides several writing and reference tools. All notebooks, the primary, elementary, math, and engineering notebooks, all have the Claims and Evidence and the Power Conclusion sentence starters. The Claims and Evidence tool provides key wording for writing claims, evidence, and reasoning. The Claims, Evidence, and Reasoning explains the what, how, and why of a scientific occurrence. When the students make their claim, they are explaining what they claim to be true. The evidence is how they can support their claim. The students will collect evidence from one or more experiments and use sentence starters such as I observed that or my evidence showed that. Finally, the reasoning is the why. The reasoning allows students to come to an understanding of what is already known in science and link it to what they have learned through the investigation. They can use sentence starters such as "My evidence makes sense" or "I know this to be true." Another feature in the Sentence Starter tool is the Power Conclusion Sentence Guide. A power conclusion is a scientific explanation with a reference to the student's initial prediction, an error analysis, and a plan for future research. Adding these 3 parts requires the students to tie everything together as they come to fully understand the big picture. The Sentence Starter tool also has reference tools specifically useful for math, science, or engineering. For example, the Engineering Notebook has a guide for making technical drawings. This guide reminds students to work so that their technical drawing is drawn to scale, reproducible, accurate, and has a front, top, and side view. The Math and Engineering Notebooks each have a table with common conversions and formulas. The primary, elementary, and math notebooks all have a guide for scientific drawings. The ABCDs of scientific drawing remind students to make their drawings like a scientist would: accurate, big, colorful, and detailed. Finally, located at the bottom of the screen are the Previous and Next tools, which allow the students to turn pages. Note that the Back tool at the beginning of the toolbar is also for navigation. It returns the students to the bookshelf view. Finally, if students need any assistance with the tools, they can tap the Help button. Here, they will find detailed instructions for using all of the tools in the notebook. For more information about using notebooks in the classroom, go to www.assetinc.org for a listing of our professional development offerings.